Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is TBR Schmitt. This is my wife Samantha.
Hello.
And today we are watching the Royal Tenenbaums. What do you know about this movie?
Wes Anderson movie.
Yes.
So this one our Wes Anderson Patreon poll.
So we'd like to thank our patrons for voting for this to win our Wes Anderson Patreon poll. I showed you, or it won a poll, I don't remember, Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes.
I loved that movie. It is the only movie that I've seen from Wes Anderson. I saw it before the reaction, so it was just for you. And you really loved it also.
I loved it. I didn't know what to expect. I knew it was going to be very stylized, so I was a little bit nervous, but I loved it. It's got to be up in like my top 20 favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. I love it so much. A lot of people said we kind of started at the peak Wes Anderson. So he has a lot of other great movies, but we may have already seen the best, but we haven't seen anything else. So that's why we created the poll to kind of get an idea of which ones we should watch, at least in what order. And first up is the Royal Tenenbaums.
I saw the movie poster and that was like a week or two ago, so I don't quite remember, but I just remember seeing a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many people in Grand Budapest.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be the same. I think there's going to be a lot of familiar faces in this. I don't remember who was on there, but it was just like a whole
giant cast
row of people.
I don't know anyone in this movie. I don't know what this movie's about. This is going to be totally fresh, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too.
So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction for this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you'd like to interact with us on our Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, all those links are in the description as well. And with that, let's get into the movie. Okay, so is it based off of people?
Royal Tenenbaum bought the house on Archer Avenue in the winter of his 35th year.
Sounds like Alec Baldwin.
Okay, yeah.
Over the next decade, he and his wife had 3 children, and then they separated.
Hey Jude.
Are you getting divorced?
At the moment, no, but
Gene Hackman.
it doesn't look good.
Do you still love us? Was it our fault?
No. Oh, obviously, we made certain sacrifices as a result of having children, but
No, kind of.
Well, she says...
let's just drop it, shall we?
They were never legally divorced. Ethelene Tenenbaum kept the house and raised the children, and their education was her highest priority.
Geniuses, huh?
Chaz Tenenbaum had, since elementary school, taken most of his meals in his room.
Nice, efficient.
In the 6th grade,
Is it a safe deposit box? I thought it was a safety deposit box.
I think it's safe.
he started buying real estate in his early teens and seemed to have an almost preternatural understanding of international finance.
They're all the same.
Jeez.
Negotiated the purchase of his father's summer house on Eagles Island.
Hold it right there.
What are you doing? You're on my team.
There are no teams.
The BB was still lodged between 2 knuckles in Chaz's left hand.
No way.
Margot Tenenbaum was adopted at age 2. Her father had always noted this when introducing her.
This is my adopted daughter, Margot Tenenbaum.
She and her brother Richie ran away from home one winter and camped out in the African wing of the public archives.
And don't tell anyone you saw us.
4 years later, Margot disappeared alone for 2 weeks and came back with half a finger missing.
Whoa. Slightly different clothes.
Had been a champion tennis player since the 3rd grade. He turned pro at 17 and won the U.S. Nationals 3 years in a row,
Jeez, these kids.
but had failed to develop as a painter. On weekends, Royal took him on outings around the city. These invitations were never extended to anyone else.
Interesting.
Richie's best friend Eli Cash lived with his aunt in a building across the street. He was a regular fixture at family gatherings and most afternoons.
So all the time?
The 3 Tenenbaum children performed Margot's first play on the night of her 11th birthday.
Wow, what a production.
What'd you think, Dad?
Didn't seem believable to me.
Well, did you at least think the characters were well developed?
What characters? There's a bunch of little kids dressed up in animal costumes.
Yeah, what a brutal critic.
Happy birthday to you.
He had not been invited to any of their parties since.
Makes sense.
Virtually all memory of the brilliance of the young Tenenbaums had been erased by 2 decades of betrayal, failure, and disaster.
2 decades of failure? Wow. What an update. Or
Origin story.
Angelica Houston. I couldn't think of it. Dang. Got 2 little mini-me's. Wow. We didn't meet this character yet, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, damn. I got Richie and Luke Wilson. No, that's Luke. I got Luke and Owen Wilson confused.
He's the friend.
Yeah, so
the neighbor.
Owen Wilson is the neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
I've been instructed to refuse any further charges on your room account and to direct you in writing to please vacate the premises by the end of the month.
Royal had lived in the Lindbergh Palace Hotel for 22 years.
In a hotel for 22 years?
He was a prominent litigator until the mid-'80s, when he was disbarred and briefly imprisoned.
Whoa.
No one in his family had spoken to him in 3 years.
I think I'm in love with Margot.
New paragraph.
Richie had retired.
Isn't that your sister?
Yeah.
For the past year, he had been traveling alone on an ocean liner called the Côte d'Ivoire.
Wow.
He's not alone.
The recent publication of his second novel had earned him a sudden, unexpected literary celebrity.
Well, everyone knows Custer died at Little Bighorn.
Maybe he didn't?
Wow. What a theory. Well, I guess Margot's adopted, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
You're right.
It's not technically his sister.
Margot was married to the writer and neurologist Raleigh Sinclair.
Oh.
Hurry! Fire alarm! Let's go! Obstacle!
Obstacles? What was in that? It
I don't know.
Better not be a pet spider.
Chaz's wife, Rachel, was killed in a plane crash the previous summer.
Oh.
Chaz and their 2 sons, Ari and Uzi, were also on the flight and survived.
Dang.
4 minutes, 48 seconds. We're all dead. Burned to a crisp.
Over the last 6 months, he had become increasingly concerned with their safety.
Yeah.
Ethlie,
Yes?
will you marry me?
Ooh.
I love
How'd you hear? You had headphones on.
Since her separation from her husband, she had had many suitors, but had not considered a single one until this moment.
Cut yourself shaving?
Let me think about it, Henry.
Hello, please. Tell Mr. Royal this is the pagoda.
There's a call for you, Mr. Tenenbaum.
Your wife's gonna get married.
The black man asked her to be his wife.
What did Ethel say?
She thinks about it.
I don't like the sound of this one damn bit, but she's still my wife. And no damn 2-bit chartered accountant is going to change that.
Hey, Pagoda, give us a hand, huh?
Coming home? Oh, it's the bridge class. I was like, why is there so many people here?
What's going on?
We got locked out of our apartment.
Well, I don't understand. Did you pack your bags before you got locked out, or how did you?
It's not safe over there.
I didn't even question the fact that he had
All that stuff.
The apartment. I have to get some new sprinklers and a backup security system installed.
But there are no sprinklers here either.
We might have to do something about that, too.
Poor guy.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of side effects can be expected?
A certain percentage of patients may also experience seizure.
You mean like flopping around on the floor and everything?
In some cases.
You have a visitor, my darling.
Who is it?
She always in the bathroom?
Raleigh says you've been spending 6 hours a day locked in here, watching television and soaking in the tub. I think it's very intelligent to keep an electrical gadget on. Chaz came home.
But why is this necessary?
Because I'm in a rut and I need a change.
I'll move back in.
Hello?
What?
Hello, beautiful.
Did she know he was gonna be in there?
Got a minute?
Whoa.
I want to spend some time with you and the children. I want my family back.
What?
Baby, I'm dying. I'll be dead in 6 weeks.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Where's the doctor?
Okay, listen, I'm not dying, but I need some time. I want us to.
Are you crazy?
Baby, I am dying.
Got her again.
Are you or aren't you?
Yeah.
Have you told your children?
More or less.
Told us he was already dead.
Yeah, well, now he's really dying.
Dear Mom, I received your message. I'm coming home as soon as possible.
Okay.
He had made a request for his usual escort to meet him at the pier by way of the Green Line bus.
Love at first sight.
Is he gonna get her out of her rut?
I think so. And out of his rut. I feel like everyone might get out of their ruts. Oh, I thought it was going to go straight to a kiss.
Kathleen found all of her children living together under the same roof for the first time in 17 years, fed Mordecai 3 sardines, and set him free.
I'm like reading it to see if that's exactly what happens. It is so far. Well, I don't know about so far, at least for this one. Whoa. Well, Stuart Little. So is he or is he not dying? Did we figure that out yet?
He said he is.
He better, or else he will be killed by his wife.
I got a pretty bad case of cancer.
How long are you gonna last?
I've got 6 weeks to set things right with you. Will you give me a chance?
No.
You speak for everyone? Chaz! Can I see my grandsons?
I think we'll pass.
It's going to be a hard one to crack.
I don't blame him.
No, not at all.
I'll contact you in the next 12 hours with further instructions.
Or is this just all just to stop her getting married?
That's what I was thinking, but he did go to the doctor, so I don't know.
Hey, kids.
I'm very sorry for your loss. Your mother was a terribly attractive woman. How's your daddy?
Fine.
How often has he got you working out?
16 times a week.
16?
Look, I'd like us to have a relationship. Now, here's what you tell him.
Well, I bet Mom would have wanted us to meet him before he died.
Oh, put it on Mom.
She's a tough old broad, wasn't she?
I wouldn't know.
Well, that's right. We've got another body buried here, haven't we? Uh-oh.
God.
Take some of these.
Thank you for being so considerate.
It's the worst.
What happened to your finger?
Shh. It's okay, I'll tell you. I'm adopted. Did you know that? When I was 14, I went to find my real family.
Oh.
Did you try to sew it back on?
Wasn't worth it.
She found her real family and they cut her finger off. And she just came back.
I don't know, Jim. There's obviously something wrong with him. Actually, I think he's crying.
Who's he looking at in the friends box, Tex?
That's
Oh.
Raleigh Sinclair. They were just married yesterday, Jim.
I wonder what happened.
You still got that little BB in your hands, has he?
Dang.
Why'd you shoot me?
It was the object of the game, wasn't it?
No. We were on the same team.
Were we? You sued me, got me disbarred. I don't hold it against you, do I?
He also stole bonds out of my safety deposit box when I was 14.
Whoa.
You think you could start forgiving me?
That's why he's disbarred?
Why should I?
Because you're hurting me.
Were you in prison?
Kinda. Call me Pappy. Come on, let's shag ass.
Shag ass?
I like Raleigh very much. You two are having some problems. Anyway, maybe I can help.
Hey, Mama! All right!
I just realized that he's wearing this sweatband.
Really? He's had it the whole time.
But like, I just realized how out of place.
Where am I supposed to go? You're turning me into a damn hobo.
I'd be happy to make a reservation for you at another hotel.
You son of a bitch.
Frederick?
You son of a bitch.
Richie, it's your dad.
Richie's the only one who actually gives him any time.
Yeah.
What are you suggesting?
That he come here and stay in my room.
We don't mind, Dad. We like him. Who, Pappy?
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 Ari, it's not your decision.
Nor is it yours.
Well, he's already up there.
He's already here?
Oh.
I think he's asleep because of the medication he's on, but I guess you can wake him up and throw him out. If Mom says it's okay.
They have all of the doctor's equipment in here?
Get out.
Oh.
Dad! Call Dr. McClure.
Take a breath and hold it.
You're not a doctor.
His condition is stable. I recommend you push fluids and continue the stomach cancer medication.
Is he gonna be all right?
That depends. Is he a fighter?
Yeah.
Then that's the best we've got.
So he's just scamming for sure then. She's so sad when she's next to him.
Are you ever coming home?
Maybe not.
Have you met someone else?
I couldn't even begin to think about knowing how to answer that question.
I believe she's having an affair.
True.
What do you want to do?
Perhaps
find the guy and get him?
Well, no. I thought we...
He's just mad it's not him.
What do you think it might be?
I don't know at the moment.
So mad.
Can't raise boys to be scared of life. Roost some recklessness into them.
I think that's terrible advice.
I'm talking about putting a brick through the other guy's windshield. I'm talking about taking it out and chopping it up.
All right.
Oh no.
Boys' Day.
God.
Jesus.
30 years ago, I was knifed in a bazaar in Calcutta. He carried me to the hospital on his back.
Who stabbed you?
He did. Price on my head, and he was a hired assassin.
He's an assassin?
What's that?
Holy shit. That's not...
Oh, no, that's dog's blood.
Oh, thank God.
I think you're having a nervous breakdown. I don't think you recovered from Rachel's death.
He's probably right about that, but he doesn't need to be hearing that from you.
I know, he's such a bad dad, but he's not wrong about his kids.
How's your love life?
None of your business.
Where did you come from?
I'd like you to talk to Royal about us, if you don't mind.
I don't believe I'll join you tonight.
Oh, what?
I'll call you in the morning.
No. Royal's winning.
Can I ask you something, Hank?
Okay.
Are you trying to steal my woman? You heard me, Coltrane.
Did you just call me Coltrane?
No. But if I did, you wouldn't be able to do anything about it, would you? Don't talk semantics with... No, that's just not you!
What's going on here?
Nothing.
Just to make him look bad?
The name of the patient is Royal Tenenbaum. Is that a tic-tac?
Yeah, they're all just Tic Tacs? Is he actually going to put real medicine in there now?
How much is he paying you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What did you do to your hand?
Punch the glass.
Can we get somebody over here to kill these mice for us?
No. They belong to Chaz.
I'm coming up here for a minute, please.
What's cooking, Pops?
He's gonna try to expose him?
I hope he does.
Wildcatting was written in a kind of obsolete vernacular. I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go?
I'm taking this off and I'm going.
Stepping out. What the hell kind of way to act is that?
He's on drugs.
What's going on?
Everyone's here.
I know what stomach cancer looks like. And you don't eat 3 cheeseburgers a day with french fries if you got it. Not only is there no Dr. McClure, there is no Kobe General.
Yes, can you send a taxi to 111 Archer Avenue right away, please?
Get him out ASAP.
How'd you get all these medical supplies?
Guy at St. Pete's owed me a favor. I did some malpractice work for him. I do have high blood pressure, though.
Wow, that came crashing down so fast.
But I just want to say the last 6 days have been the best 6 days of probably my whole life.
Immediately after making this statement, Royal realized that it was true.
This could have been your whole life if you weren't a shithead.
Why'd you do this to us, Royal?
I thought I could win you back.
But we hadn't spoken in 7 years.
I was broke. And I got kicked out of my hotel.
Just needed a place to stay.
Take it easy on those boys, Chassie. I don't want this to happen to you.
Maybe a wake-up call, though?
Could be.
Dad, you were never dying.
He's not your father.
Neither are you.
Oh. Did he get kicked out as well?
I think so.
You son of a bitch!
Oh, what?
That's the last time you put a knife at me. Hear me?
Just like a little mild stab.
175th Street. Why, please?
Is he gonna save him again?
You son of a bitch.
Everyone's against me. How much money you got?
I don't have.
You broke? You gotta be kidding me. How are we gonna pay for this room?
How'd they even get the room in the first place?
I'm not in love with you anymore.
I didn't know you ever were.
Let's not make this any more difficult than it already is.
Okay, I'm not in love with you either.
Yes, I know. You're in love with Richie.
How much do you already know?
Very little, I'm afraid.
Would you like to examine the report?
Yes.
It's gonna send Richie off the edge. Not the interview guy? Jeez, Margot?
She smokes.
Yes.
Oh, I wanted her to punch that glass so bad.
All right. Well, everything seems to be in order. I'll contact you in the next 24 hours.
Oh no, headband off. What a close cut with scissors.
I'm going to kill myself tomorrow.
Oh. Did you already do it? Jeez.
Dudley, where is he?
Who?
Oh.
He'll probably sleep for several hours, and then I'll come back to check on him.
What? Cover for us, will you, Dusty?
Yes, Will.
Dang, I didn't think they would have such a big moment to get everyone together.
Yeah.
You've made a cuckold of me, and you nearly killed your poor brother. May I have a cigarette?
What?
Everything's out.
You don't smoke.
I know that. Au revoir.
Dang.
How long have you been a smoker?
22 years.
I think you should quit.
How can I help?
Oh,
Glad she has Henry.
It's like the only light moment.
I'm afraid visiting hours are over, sir.
Why, what does it say there? They don't want me?
Dang. Made sure to not let him in.
Jump over that window ledge and then pry open that ventilator shaft.
Daddy.
Richie!
What the? Why are you outside?
Where's he going?
Going back to the boat?
Yeah, maybe. Back to the green line.
It was interesting though, because when he was in the mirror, didn't he say that he was going to kill himself tomorrow?
Yeah, that's why I was confused why he did it right then and there.
Yeah.
Just going home. I didn't even realize that he was always drawing her too when he was a kid, right?
What are you doing in my tent?
Aren't you supposed to be in the hospital?
Check myself out.
How many stitches did you get?
You want to see?
Oh.
I have to tell you something. I love you.
I love you too.
I'm very conflicted.
That's how I feel.
But I'm happy, I would say.
I mean, it's mutuals, and they're not related.
They're not related.
I think we're just gonna have to be secretly in love with each other and leave it at that, Richie.
Like, keep it going or not? Or do you think he'll be fine that he at least knows?
She feels the same.
Yeah.
The floor, sir.
Doesn't matter. So you're elevator operators now?
Just started. We'll get a bump as soon as we join the union.
You asked me why I choked out there that day. I think I may know the answer, and I wanted your advice.
Sure.
Huh.
Margot Tenenbaum? Does she know?
Uh-huh.
Well, what does she feel about that?
I think she feels confused.
Well, I can understand that. It's probably illegal.
So we're not related by blood.
Still frowned upon. But then what isn't these days, right? Well, maybe it works. Why not? What the hell? You love each other. Nobody knows what's going to happen, so... Don't listen to me. I wish I could tell you what to do, but I just can't.
That's okay.
No, it's not. I wish I had more to offer in that department.
I know you do, Pop.
I don't blame you, by the way. She's a great-looking girl and smart as a whip.
That Mordecai?
Is that you, Mordecai? I'm not so sure this is Mordecai.
What do you mean? You flew right in here.
Oh, I need your help with something else.
You got it. What's the situation?
Okay.
Pagoda, meet me in the lobby. Let's hit it.
Are we still friends?
Of course. How can you even ask me that?
I heard about you and Margot.
I always wanted to be a Tenenbaum, you know?
Me too.
I wish you'd done this more when I was a kid.
But you didn't have a drug problem then.
I recognize that I have a problem.
Step number one.
There he goes.
Oh, he's running. Well, they tried.
Step one only.
Your brother's all torn up inside.
Well, so am I, but I'm not going to discuss it with you.
Can't somebody be a shit their whole life and try to repair the damage? I mean, I think people want to hear that.
Probably don't even know my middle name.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That's a trick question. You don't have one.
Helen.
What's my mother's name?
Oh my God.
I know it was.
All right, not a great Sunday.
Anybody interested in grabbing a couple of burgers and hitting the cemetery?
That was actually nice.
Yeah, he's trying.
I got something for you, Ethel. Actually, I made it. It's a divorce.
No way.
From you?
Yes. You just sign here, initial here, and sign there.
Good job, Royal.
You own this building, don't you, Henry? It's magnificent. I used to be a homeowner myself until our son expropriated it from me. Congratulations, both of you. I didn't think so much of him at first, but now I get it. He's everything that I'm not. Take back Pagoda, will you?
Take him back. Getting married. Yeah, they took him back.
Oh, yeah. Was he invited?
This is my son, Walter Sherman.
Hi, Walter. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you've been married before?
I'm a widower.
Oh, they have something in common.
I know you are, Jazz.
It's not a great thing to have in common, but it's something they can relate with. Who's this? What are you...
Boys!
What was that? Eli just crashed his car into the front of the house.
The boys were in the front of the house. Oh, you made it through the window?
Hurry! Who's where are you? They're okay, Jazz.
Oh.
They're safe.
Dad, they ran over Buckley. What?
I think we lost Buckley.
Is everybody okay?
Buckley? Get him.
Wait, I'm so sad about Buckley. Oh.
Was that
How high was that?
I don't know. Oh, not that bad.
Did I hit the dog?
Yeah.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
I need help.
Yeah, you needed help before you killed the dog.
I've always been considered an asshole for about as long as I can remember. That's just my style.
I don't think you're an asshole, Royal. I just think you're kind of a son of a bitch.
Well, I really appreciate that. Could you let us in your backyard, ma'am? We've got a couple boys back there.
Do you have an alternate? No.
Shoot the wedding.
Glad he's okay.
I think he's part mutt. What kind of papers do you have for it?
New dog right away? Or no?
You boys come up here with me. But Buckley's still under there. But there's nothing we can do for him.
Is he dead? Or do they just need to get the car off of him? He's dead.
Got your new dog for the boys. I just bought him.
What's his name?
Sparkplug.
I've had a rough year, Dad.
I know you have, Chazzy.
That was nice.
Etheline and Henry were married 48 hours later in judge's chambers.
How are you not in jail?
Margot's new play was produced at the Cavendish Theater.
Wow.
It ran for just under 2 weeks and received mixed reviews.
Oh, no.
Yeah, at least you got something.
Raleigh and Dudley went on a lecture tour to 11 universities in the promotion of their new book.
Such a mystery.
Eli checked himself into a rehabilitation hospital in North Dakota.
This is my sponsor, runs with 2 horses.
Richie started a program teaching competitive tennis to 8 to 12-year-olds at the 375th Street Y.
All right.
Royal had a heart attack at the age of 68.
Oh.
In his will, he stipulated that his funeral take place at dusk.
Damn, hasn't Chaz been through enough?
I know, right?
Encyclopedia Britannica in storage at the Lindbergh Palace Hotel under the names Ari and Uzi Tenenbaum. No one spoke at the funeral, and Father Peterson's leg had not yet mended. But it was agreed among them that Royal would have found the event to be satisfactory.
BB guns? What? Did you read that before? Because he had that picked out, right? All right, that was the Royal Tenenbaums. What'd you think?
That was very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting for sure.
Definitely had, like, I don't want to compare it to Grand Budapest so much, but just style-wise, I feel like it was very similar. But the story was very different, the way that it played out.
Yeah, I would say that this one, even though it was like stylized, it wasn't to like the extreme that I feel like Grand Budapest was.
Yeah.
Like Grand Budapest, very stylized, artsy and stuff. Like this, you could get like the foundation of it, but it's not like it was like ever crazy or something.
No, but I did still love the shots in this, and the music was fantastic. Like there was so many things that I could see how like you would connect the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree that this was a lot less stylized.
Yeah, a lot less stylized, but yeah, I mean, like you said, the music was fantastic. The shot selection, I feel like there's just like such, I can't think of a better word, but I guess like pretty setups in terms of like the shots.
Yeah.
And they go on both extremes, whether it's like happy or like the extreme, like the sad. Like one of the happy ones, even when Gwyneth Paltrow, Margot, she like gets off the bus and it's like music in slow motion, and like I was like, somehow that was like some of the best acting I've ever seen from Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
Either in that moment or when she's laying with Richie in the tent, like after he escapes from the hospital.
Yeah.
Both those moments, I was like, Gwyneth Paltrow is crushing it in this movie. And then on the extreme, like the sad one, the dark turn of like Richie's attempted suicide.
Yeah.
That moment was just like, damn. Like even though it was like very stylized with like the hard cut to them, like kind of all walking symmetrically down the corridor of the hospital, that was still such like a powerful and sad, and just like the color tones of like the blue, and I don't know, that moment like really stuck in my brain.
I mean, you covered some of the greatest moments in this film for sure, but I think also this movie just takes you like through a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, I definitely even got emotional at certain moments that I wasn't expecting.
I think, you know, there's some of the moments in it, specifically, I guess the moment with Richie, like it's so jarring.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take you out of the film. It's just like, what the heck is happening? Because it's almost every scene that you do have like little sprinkled moments of like comedy.
Yeah.
On top of the film just being so clever. The cast is so stacked. So you have moments with just all of them because they're all fantastic actors. Throughout the film, you're just going through these crazy different emotions. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't expected to be so touched by some of this, considering how messed up the dynamic of this family was.
Such a destroyed dynamic, and also like Royal is such a shitty dad, and like the movie
and husband,
like it does him no favors to like set him up as a terrible person.
Yeah.
But still, by the end, you see him genuinely trying to repair his relationships with his kids, and it's like so heartwarming. One of the moments that like got me emotional was even just when he brought the dog over to Chaz, and Chaz was like, "I'm having a real hard year, Dad."
Yeah.
Like that moment right there, I was like, that was crazy in my mind.
Yeah, and I think all of these characters are so multifaceted, and with Ben Stiller with Chaz, like he's so like neurotic that sometimes you forget like why he's become this way. Like you're watching him and he just seems so angry, and he wants nothing to do with Royal and his family, like just hates his family and all of these things. And then you have like the crazy moment with them trying to get out of the house for the fire drill and things like that. And it's like there's so much stuff going on, but you forget like that he is really grieving and he hasn't really had that opportunity, and he's just trying to be a good dad for his kids. But I think the moment that also stuck with me between the two of them was when Royal is leaving the house after he's exposed, and he tells Chaz like, please don't like become me essentially to your kids.
Right. Yeah. So it's like somehow this movie is like still very wacky. It's not as crazy stylized as the only other thing we can compare it to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still a little, quirky, and some of the dialogue is interesting and the characters kind of act and respond weird. But at the core of it, it's just like a family that has a lot of struggles and, a dad who really has a lot of regrets in his life and is trying to mend things at the very kind of end. And it's a relatively simple thing. So I think that's why it's like, it's crazy that you can have this silly movie on the outside, but at the core, there's these moments that like really hit you. Like you said, even just that simple line of just like, you got to watch out with your kids because I don't want you to end up like me. Mm-hmm. But there's so many like little great moments, even in sad moments, like when Royal does pass away, mm-hmm. he has a smile on his face because he's like holding Chaz's hand and stuff. And it's like, that was sweet.
Yeah. Like he goes through majority of this film just being awful.
Right.
And the only reason that he even comes back is because it looks like his wife is finally going to be happy with someone else. Like, this dude sucks.
Right.
Beyond belief. And it's literally just in the last like
20 minutes.
10 minutes, of the film that he starts to connect.
Again, it's like this movie, it will hit you with like reality really, really well. Mm-hmm. Where Royal is being this complete asshole and he has this scam of like the cancer, and he's, like you said, he's only doing it because he's like, oh, my wife's gonna be happy. I can't allow that with another man. When he's saying like, oh, these were the best 6 days of my life. And then Alec Baldwin's narration was like, oh, at that moment, Royal realized that, those are the best 6 days of your entire life. And then from that moment on, that's when he gets stabbed.
That was so funny.
That was, like I'm saying, that the movie's so weird, like just a random stabbing, but then
when you watch him even pull out this tiny Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, just slowly pulls it. You son of a bitch! That's the last time I let you stab me. But pretty much from that moment forward, like he gets the job, and he like, even when he was being shitty, he could see that his kids needed like help. Like when he was shitty, he was noticing that Chaz was not getting over the death of his wife and being neurotic with his children, that his daughter or adopted daughter was, not living like her true life and stuff. So there was moments there, but he doesn't really turn the corner till the very end of the movie. But even then, once he does, it's like very sweet and it's nice, and you see so much healing in this like family.
Yeah, I think I can appreciate it more like after the fact, because during the film I'm like, this guy sucks. Like,
right.
So it's hard for me to like get past that. But now that we're sitting here talking about it, like there were so many sweet moments. And I think I mentioned during the watching that even the moment that Royal goes to Rachel's grave, and obviously it felt very much like he's just, trying to get in with the family and trying to get in with Chaz's kids and whatever, but they didn't come and he still went to her grave. So just little things like that.
Yeah.
I really want to touch on Henry and Etheline. I loved their relationship. I thought it was so cute. Henry was just awesome. Like, he was such a great guy. And the proposal was so cute in the very beginning. And I love the narration when, we see Etheline just kind of going through some relationships, and you realize, or they tell you that, like, this is the first time she's ever considered being with someone else.
Right.
So I don't know. I wanted to highlight that because I loved them.
Oh no, he was great. Again, like these little tiny moments, just like when Chaz was like, "Oh, I'm a widower too." Jeez Louise. I'm a widower too. But and then for Henry to just kind of like put his arm over Chaz, just that's it. It's like 2 seconds, and it's such a powerful little scene.
Yeah.
So this movie is just jam-packed. I think when you go through it, this would be really interesting to watch again.
Yes,
It's not like you necessarily miss things, I feel like, but you can maybe appreciate it more.
Yeah, I think knowing kind of where things are going, you can catch more things early on. And I think there are probably things that we miss because because of the way that it's shot and everything going on, I do get a little bit overwhelmed because I'm like, is there something important happening in the background? Like, because I guess a normal film, like you're focused on the person that's talking, or you're focused on what's kind of in the forefront. Whereas this, like, there are important things going on. Obviously, Goda is really important character in this, and he, in the very first time we see him, he's in the background.
Right.
So like there are like important things kind of going on. So this is absolutely a film that I would want to watch again. Now I know what's going to happen. Take in all those little moments, because I feel like there's so many.
I feel like you don't realize how, I would say, impactful this movie is to you while you're watching it.
Yeah.
Especially because Royal is like a shitty person.
Yeah.
And that's who you're mostly following as he's like kind of scamming his family.
Yeah.
But then when it's over, you're just like, oh, wow. I feel like you had a feeling like that with Grand Budapest. When the movie was over, I forgot what you said, but it was something where it was just like, you felt like, I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the outro discussion. But I feel like once the movie was over, you felt like you had an experience that you had never had before.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that in a smaller way, but still in a way with this movie. Whereas like when I'm watching it, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And there's a good amount of jokes and, you know, I'm having some fun with it. But by the time it's over, I'm like, oh, wow, that was great.
Yeah, like this was really good. Like I think we just needed it to settle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. The more that we're talking about it, the more that I'm like, wow, there was like, wow.
Wow. There was a lot in this. Wow. That was terrible. But yeah, no, I really had a great time with this. And I think exactly like you said, the more that we talk about it and now that it's over, I'm like really enjoying it a lot more. I mean, I still liked it while we were watching it, but it's hard because I know a lot of people said like, oh, Grand Budapest is like top tier. As I'm watching this, I'm definitely like in my mind, like, this is funny. It's not as funny as Grand Budapest, or it's not as like as unique or whatever. Like it's hard to not compare it to the top.
Right.
So I kind of had that unfortunately in my mind going through it, but now that it's over, I can let this kind of be by itself. And I really like this movie.
Yeah.
Like I would absolutely watch this again and again.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm ready to watch it soon again. Like
that was something you said that when we finished Grand Budapest, you were like, I immediately want to watch it again right now. I mean, we didn't because it was very late, but
it's very late again.
But yeah, so I guess Wes Anderson, I mean, 2 for 2.
Yeah, no. So let us know in the comments. You know, we did our Patreon poll to kind of see where everybody was at and what we were gonna watch next, but also kind of where everybody was feeling.
Yeah, the interest of certain movies and stuff.
Each film. Yeah, but let us know in the comments. Obviously, I know we got a ton of recommendations on Grand Budapest, which is what we used for the poll.
Right.
And I know there's not an abundance of Wes Anderson films, but I really enjoyed both of these, and I'm so glad we're getting to experience this like on the channel.
Yeah, and I'm a Luke Wilson fan. I've always been.
Yeah, I like Luke Wilson a lot too. Yeah, I think he's a great actor, and
because there's a couple of movies that the reason I'm a Luke Wilson fan is probably Old School and Idiocracy, I think.
Okay, I haven't seen.
And you haven't seen either of those.
No.
But I've always been a Luke. I wish I had more Luke Wilson movies to watch. I feel like he stopped, or I don't know. It's not like he probably stopped, but.
Well, Luke Wilson is X-Files. Did he do X-Files?
No, that's David Duchovny, I think.
Is it?
We could be totally wrong. It's not. He didn't do X-Files.
Oh, okay. I've never seen X-Files, but I thought I was gonna say that I thought he moved to like television.
Oh, gotcha. Maybe he moved to some show.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Because I feel like we do see a lot more of Owen Wilson at this point.
You see a lot more Owen than Luke. And I like Owen.
Yeah.
But I like Luke.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, that's enough.
That's enough wows. But stacked cast, this was a great film. Oh, I have to say too, they did a really good job on the casting of the kids.
Ben Stiller's kids?
No, the children.
The children.
Of the children.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great casting.
Yeah, it was very good casting. So I really enjoyed this. I was just gonna stop there.
So if you'd like to see the full-length reaction for this, as well as everything else that we've reacted to, the link to our Patreon is in the description. If you'd like to interact with us on any other types of social media, all those things are in the description as well. And with that, peace, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.